Hey guys, and welcome to Ozzie Reviews. Well, today I'm checking out the Smith & Wesson 1522 rifle chambered in 22LR. Now, because this rifle is a semi-auto rimfire, it is category C here in Australia, provided you use up to 10 round magazines with it. If you're using over a 10 round magazine, it's classed as category D here. So let me just go ahead and clear the rifle so you know that it's got no ammunition in the magazine or in the chamber. And I'll just do a run by of it so you can have a look at it up close. Now, the 6-position stock that it came with was just a standard one. I replaced it with the Magpul CTR just because it's a lot higher quality and just feels nicer against your cheek. As you can see, the rifle pretty much replicates the Smith & Wesson M&P 15. That's their standard AR15. The only thing that you'll find that's to me it was a standout difference, was the fact that it's missing the forward assist there from the upper receiver. But apart from that, it pretty much looks the part. You've got the magazine release in the standard position. The trigger here is just the standard AR15 trigger, so you can interchange it with higher quality triggers such as the Geisley ones. The grip here is standard as well, so I replaced it with the Hoe grip here. I just like the finger grooves. The fore end here is all pretty much standard Picatinny rail, so you can put on some rail covers like I've done. It's just pretty much replicating, isn't it, the AR15. The greatest thing about the Smith & Wesson 1522 and what really made me go for it was the fact that you've got the bolt catch is fully operating. Okay, it's not there for cosmetic value just like some of the other AR15s in 22. Also, your selector switch here, yep, safe, fire, that's exactly the same as the standard AR. Your charging handle here as well is fully operating. Okay, so you can manipulate the bolt. It works perfectly. As you can see, the one I've got here, guys, it's got an extended piece on it, and that's because it's not the standard charging handle that comes with the 1522. The standard one is just sort of the black piece here, as you can see. But Plinker Tactical in the US make an extended one, which is great because you can just grab that charging handle a whole lot easier. Now, the rear side here is a dual aperture, okay, so whether you like the large ghost ring, I guess you could say, or the smaller one, then you can adjust that both for windage and elevation. The front side is the standard A2 post sight, okay, so you can adjust that as you normally would. Now, the barrel on this is obviously carbon steel, okay, it can't be polymer like the rest of the firearm. So it's 16.5 inches in length or 42 centimetres. It is a 1 in 15 inch twist. Now, the overall length will depend on whether or not you've got the rifle collapsed or fully extended with the rear buttstock. If it's fully extended, it's 33.75 inches or 86 centimetres, and if it's fully collapsed, it's 30.5 inches or 77 centimetres. Now, the polymer, as I say, is pretty much the main material that this 1522 is made from. So, you know, having your upper and your lower, the handguard, the buttstock, obviously is going to save weight over a normal alloy steel. So 5.5 pounds overall is your weight, or 2.5 kilo. So when you actually pick it up, like honestly, guys, I really at first I thought, nice, you know, it's got the feel of the AR15, but to me it sort of just felt a little bit like a toy, you know, when I first brought it up to the shoulder, because it was just so light. But look, that's not a bad thing, because obviously if you're using it in primary production or Feral Pest Control here in Australia, well, if it's lightweight, it's great, isn't it? It's easy to cart around out on the farm. Now, the price of these are $990. I got mine from Cleaver Firearms. I see a lot of different places here in Australia advertising these now, so depending on what state you live in, then that's around about the price you'll pay, around about that $1,000 mark. Now, a few things about it that I just want to talk about is it does break down just like the standard AR15. So if you've got that muscle memory and that knowledge of the AR15 platform, this rifle is perfect for you. So all you need to do is just on the takedown pin, just push through on the other side. Okay, just pull that straight out, and then it will just simply break in half like it normally does and separate the upper to the lower. So as you can see there, it's just a standard AR15 trigger. Okay, so as I say, you can replace that. Your charging handle pretty much comes out the same way, and that's the bolt assembly on the Smith & Wesson. Okay, so a little bit different to the normal AR15, isn't it, naturally, because it is a blowback design. So in other words, the recoil or the pressure from the 22 cartridge is just simply blowing that bolt back and forth to manipulate it and cycle the next round. Okay, you don't have the gases as such coming back on a gas tube onto your bolt carrier like the standard AR15. So anyhow, very easy to clean. In other words, you've got no problem at all in pulling it apart and, you know, getting a cleaning rod down the whole length of the barrel there. Really well designed for just cleaning and maintenance. Alright guys, well look, I can't really say much more about the rifle. Let's get outside and use this. I want to get it sighted in and we'll see what it's made of. Alright guys, now I've got 4 different types of ammunition to run through the 1522. Now all of it is hollow point ammunition, and the reason for that, as you guys know, my purpose is for feral pest control. So this rifle isn't for just plinking away at cans or whatever. I need to get this sighted in because I want to use it on a upcoming contract. So we've got 4 different types here. We've got the CCI Velociter, which obviously is great because it's a hypervelocity round, also hollow point, so it's going to deliver a fair bit of energy when you're talking about the 22 rimfire. One of my favourites, the SK high velocity, so we've got that to run through. Also the Winchester 42 grain subsonic hollow points. Now a few of you would probably be thinking, well, why would I want to run that? In situations when you're doing pest control and you don't want to make a whole heap of noise, you might be contracted to a smaller property or there might be neighbours around, that sort of thing, and you want to keep the noise to a minimum. That's a great way to do it, but still a hollow point, so it's effective on feral pests. The last one here that I'll try is the mini mags from CCI. They're a high velocity hollow point as well, 36 grain. So we'll try those 4. Now, as you know, I've just got a non-magnified red dot on top of the 1522. I've got 4 targets there out at 50 yards, so we'll just see how we go. I'll try to hold dead center and just see which one of these ammos are the most accurate, and that's the one I'll stick to for the feral pest control. Alright guys, so let's have a look at 50 yards. It's definitely not the same as if we had a scope on the rifle, but for a red dot, that's not too bad. It's pretty much just open sights, isn't it? Because there's no magnification. So starting off with the CCI Velociter, that's a hypervelocity 40 grain hollow point. Quite nice. I mean, let's face it, if I was shooting at a dog or a you know, fox, rabbit or something at this distance there, I mean, that's easily a clean, humane kill. Moving on to the SK High Velocity, pretty much the same, quite nice, but there's definitely more punch in the CCI Velociter because it is moving that tad quicker. The surprising one though here, I mean, the Winchester Subsonics, a 42 grain, is very nice cluster there for a red dot, isn't it? That would be great. It'll be my go-to when I've got to go onto a contract where I've got to look after noise and obviously have to worry about some neighbours being around, so that'd be my round for that. Coming over to the CCI Mini Mag, not too bad, but honestly, out of all this, my preference is definitely going to be the CCI Velociter because it's just got that more retained energy when shooting. It's just moving a lot quicker and it's hitting a lot harder than the other stuff. So anyhow, I'm going to load up some more of that and we'll do a little bit more testing, and then she'll be pretty much right to use in the field. Alright guys, I've got the 10 round limited full length magazine here. When you load it, you'll notice the difference between this and the full 25 round capacity mag is it's missing the button in the middle that you can pull down with, and I guess they didn't think that this was needed just for 10 rounds, but I actually find it quite a negative. Like, you've got this part at the back here that you can load with, so there's no problem there. So I'll just show you what I mean. So we get in, there's 3, 4, 5, and then after about 6 you see it disappears at the back, so you really can't depress it, and then you just have to be very careful to put the 7th, the 8th. But you can see how I'm struggling to load it. It just takes a lot more time. So I just find that a real negative. I don't know why they've taken the button out of that on this magazine. I would have really liked to have seen it on there, to be quite honest. But anyhow, that's just pointing it out exactly how it is. So then when we come to the actual short 10 round mag, as you can see what I was just talking about, we've got that button there. So it makes loading really, really easy. Now you can still use the back just to press down and load it the same as the 10 round limited full length mag. But once again, you'll get to about that 6th round and then it'll disappear at the back here. But this is where the tabs come in really nicely. So you can just hold the mag in your hand and just pull down. And it's just so much easier to load the remaining 4 rounds. And it's a lot easier too. If it's not in your hand and actually on a bench, you can just push down and it's a lot easier. But this mag here is really good. Now, obviously if you were shooting from, you know, the top of a vehicle or something like that where you didn't want the full length mag protruding down, this would be a great little option for that. But as I've said before in videos I've done, I really like the full length mags when I'm out in the field, especially of a night time, because I'm able to grab the bottom of that grip, rip that mag out and change it when I'm doing, well, you know, hunting or pest control, or depending on the firearm that I'm using at the time. But yeah, I do like both of the mags, but yeah, a bit of a negative with the full length mag, but no negatives with this shorter length 10 rounder. Okay guys, so I'm going to do a rapid fire test. Now I've got both the short 10 round mag and the full length 10 round mag here. So obviously I want to put both through to make sure, or see, or test I should say, if there's any reliability issues with either mag in rapid fire. Now this little 1522 has pretty much taken anything I've thrown at it today, so it doesn't matter whether it's subsonic or high velocity or hyper velocity, it seems to cycle it. So I've got a mixture of different rounds in both mags. We'll just see how it goes under a bit of stress. So pretty quick, isn't it? It's a great little rifle, and as you can see, it just performs flawlessly. It doesn't matter what ammo I feed through it, how quick I pull that trigger, it seems to work. So absolutely perfect for primary production or feral pest control. All right guys, well look, I'm going to wrap up with my final thoughts on the Smith & Wesson 1522. Honestly, what a great little rifle. I mean, everything I've thrown at it here today, it's worked perfectly. Doesn't matter how quick I pull that trigger, how slow I pull it, whatever combination of ammo, it just feeds and runs it all, no problem at all. I absolutely love the fact that it's in an AR platform, and the reason for that is when you start using rifles a fair bit, you do get muscle memory, and I have very familiar muscle memory when it comes to the AR platform. So having this in 22, having one in 223, 308 is great when I'm out doing pest control, because that muscle memory is there when I'm just using the rifle in general. So that's one of the reasons why I really wanted this. Now, if you do have a Cat C license for primary production or feral pest control, it would honestly have to be hard to go past, because it is just ultra reliable. Having the tough polymer there as well, it's going to take the knocks on the farm. Let's be honest, this is a working rifle. So really, really good for that purpose. You can trick it out with a few aftermarket parts like I have there, just a higher quality stock and so forth. Just do it to your liking. So really, really good. There's many different configurations you can do with it. On the negative side of it, I guess, look, at the end of the day, guys, I probably would like to see a proper alloy dedicated AR22 as such. But really, to be quite honest, with the accuracy I'm getting and for the purpose being feral pest control, it is really good. Anyhow guys, look, I'll wrap up there. I know these sort of reviews are a little bit shorter with the feral pest control, but all I need to do is sight in so I can get out and do some work. So that's what I've got to do now. So till next time, we'll catch you then.